2 work camper jobs, 2 different states, 2 different experiences over the last 4 months. Too much fun. I'm going to share with you guys the good, the bad, the indifferent, the pros and the cons of both jobs. This is the last in the series of Sit and Share Sunday for the time being. Next week, I am going to be launching the Short and Sweet Saturdays. You'll have to tune in to believe it to see it. Short and sweet me. Okay guys, hope you'll stay tuned now. Hey guys, Linda here, Serene and Simple Life. Thanks for joining me today on the last of the Sit and Share Sundays, at least for the time being. Today I'm going to be talking about my seasonal jobs that I took on from mid-May through mid-September. And I want to give you the ins and outs, the pros and the cons of both. It was an enjoyable experience. And also please bear with me with the wind. I may reach up and because my tripod is going to fall over, and so you'll know what I'm doing here. Anyways, it was a great experience on both ends. Little backdrop for those of you who haven't watched my Camp Host series. I found a job in January in Quartzsite, Arizona when the big tent goes on after the Rubber Tramp Rendezvous. It's a fantastic experience. Excuse me. States come in from, I don't know, like job hunters come in from Wyoming, South Dakota, California, I don't know, everywhere. There was JCPenney's there, Amazon. I worked for California Land Management and also for Ruby's. So I got the job in Washington, the Camp Host job, in January with California Land Management. I dressed up a little bit, went in, spoke to these people, was enthusiastic, pretty much just hired on the spot, which they are looking for lots of people. So it's an easy job to get. You don't have to have any kind of special qualifications other than, I guess, show them your smile and that you enjoy people. So anyways, while I was searching, I also talked to Ruby's General Store, which is part of or is the Bryce Canyon National Park in Utah. They had never had car campers, but they said that they would look into it with their board, Ruby's board, and see if there's always a chance to, for a first. So that was very, very exciting to me, and I really liked their think outside the box, open attitude, which I've shared before in the Camp Host. But anyway, series. But I thought, I accepted the job with California Land Management, and I'm one who likes to follow up and follow through, and you can count on me. So I took the job, but then Ruby's contacted me by email and said, hey Linda, if you're still looking for a job, we'd love to have you. Well, I had already found a job. So I kept them in my files, their business card, their information, just in case things didn't work out in Washington. Okay guys, any of you who have watched me, things did not work out in Washington, but it was a fantastic experience, and I had the time of my life experiencing Washington. So the pros for the Camp Host job that I was at for almost 7 weeks, the Camp Host job, I had managed 14 sites. I'm not going to go into all of the details because you can watch the Camp Host series, what I did. And it was a delightful experience, and I took every opportunity I could to go travel while I was there. That was quite a bonus. Never had been to Washington. I'm gonna hold on to my little tripod. Anyways, I do have a couple notes, little notes here, just a little piece of paper here, teeny weeny piece of paper with the pros and cons. It was a beautiful site. Any of you who watched, I keep saying that, you know I was at a beautiful site. It was near the water, a little river running there. Oh my gosh, I got to see a beaver, birds every morning waking up to beautiful nature sounds. I was outside of Granite Falls on the mountain loop in the Snoqualmie National Forest. They have 6 or 7 campsites on the loop. It was $12 an hour. Yeah, minimum wage. But not minimum wage everywhere. $12 is kind of on the high side. And my campsite was free. Free. They did not take anything out of my paycheck. Free. It was very awesome. It was 25 hours a week. That's a beautiful thing. I have worked plenty of 40-hour plus work weeks, and I'm tired. And I enjoy writing and blogging and doing YouTube and working my other business. I work. For any of you, I love it when someone's only watched 1 or 2 videos and they think I'm just being a bum hanging out in my car. Oh well, it is what it is. But anyways, 25 hours a week to me was like, okay, I can fit in all the rest of my lifestyle and have fun too and not be stressed with working every single day, you know, and 2 days off. It was quiet. I was my own boss pretty much, except for once a week my manager would come around and I would have to cash out my monies and any money I collected, and you know, we'd have to reconcile my sheet online. So it was pretty dang easy. But other than that, I was at my own discretion of coming and going. I'd work 2 hours, then go back to the campsite and my home, and then I'd go back out again. And so easy peasy, 25 hours, however I wanted to do it. No time clock. We wrote down, it was an honesty thing. We just wrote down the time we were in, the time we were out throughout the day, and then we would turn in our timesheet. Beautiful thing, beautiful thing. All right, so yes, so what could go wrong? Oh my gosh, you know, a little slice of heaven in Washington, hanging out 25 hours, my own boss. You know, they provided a uniform. Yeah, it was kind of a drawback. You had to tuck your shirt in. I haven't tucked a shirt in years, but even the operations manager let me know that from the onset. I was like, do I really want to tuck a shirt in? Not really. But anyways, all right, the cons. Let's get right to it. Why did I leave this beautiful job? The mice ran me out of town. The mice didn't run just me out of town, other people, and there was all kinds of vehicles who were getting mice. A real estate agent told me it was the worst that she had ever seen, $1 million homes getting mice. I already had gone into that in another video, but no, Linda just didn't skip out of town after she saw one mouse. It was not like that at all. And I'm just letting you know now, like, oh my gosh, you would leave a job because of mice? I gotta share this up front with you. You know, I'm a sharer. I'm gonna give you the information up front so that you're not wondering and asking me these questions later about why would you leave a job like that. Okay. Bathroom duty. All right, I'm not beyond cleaning toilets. They're not better than me. But it was a con, you know? It was like, okay, it was 2 times a day, and then during season they upped it to 3 times a day. My campsite was always sparkling clean, and even the what do you call them, the vault toilets, they weren't getting that dirty, but I felt that sense of obligation. We had to sign a little sheet that we cleaned it, you know, and it got old after a while. You know, to tell you the truth, 3 times a day, 7 days a week, yeah, cleaning toilets got old. They did ask us up front, do you mind cleaning toilets? And of course not, but just the repetition of it day in and day out, I'm just giving you the full-blown one of the cons, cleaning toilets. When I got there in May, it was rain, rain, and more rain. And of course, I'm comparing it to the job that I just completed too. So, you know, we got to weigh these things out accordingly, you know, and which is good, which wins, which doesn't. I'll share that with you, you know, stay tuned towards the end, which I liked better. Okay, but there was lots of rain. And when you're living outside of a car, and I did have a tent, but I'm not one to climb in a tent either. I would rather be in my Serenity sedan, in my nest, just enjoying looking out the windows. Lots of rain, and that got to be, you know, a little depressing after a while. People will say, you know, it rains in Washington, Oregon. Yeah, and we were coming upon the beautiful season where it doesn't rain, and unfortunately I wasn't there to experience that part. All right, and no internet or cell. Hey, at first, I'm gonna flip it around. Let's look at the positive of this. I can unplug, you know, no problem. But the things that I'm doing, the social media, and you guys are important to me, I gotta upload videos. I gotta have internet. And it was, you know, when you're there in a campsite by yourself all day long, social media is company for me. I mean, that's the bottom line. So yeah, it was cool. It was kind of cool not to have the internet and cell, but long term, it was a little, you know, hurdle for me, because it stressed me on my days off, or I'd have to run into town and spend money on gas, you know, to Granite Falls to get my internet service and to see if anyone had called or anything I needed to follow up on. So it created stress. All right, so that's pretty much, I think. Oh, there was no showers, no laundry unless I drove into town, and so the job was a little isolating. After a while, you know, we're talking not at first, not the first week, not the second week, you go into the third, you go into the fourth week, you no internet, you know, you're driving to town, you want to get a shower, this and that. I did a lot of showering just with a basin and a spray bottle. So there's the answer to one of those questions that people continue to ask me about how I stay clean. And I do have a question and answer video, you know, you can follow through with on that. All right, so that's pretty much the pros and cons. It was a beautiful site, beautiful job, $12 an hour, my own boss. I loved it. I absolutely loved it. So after 7 weeks, I made the decision to move on. Hey, it turned out to be so sweet, because now I'm experiencing a different job, and now I can share it with you guys. All right, so I was working at Ruby's General Store as a sales clerk. Simple. You know, I have my entire life has been sales and retail and customer service. So it was a no-brainer, easy job for me. Not to mention indoors. Yeah. So now I hang out outdoors on my days off, and when I get off work. Beautiful thing. It was a beautiful thing to do that. You know, that's what I was doing, hanging out. Showers. Yeah. Right here on the campground. I could shower every day if I want to, even though I don't. It was a wonderful, wonderful thing. Wi-Fi and cell. Yeah, yes, everywhere. Wi-Fi, cell. Yes, yes. We're in the modern 21st century. Wi-Fi, cell. Woohoo! And an employee campground. I met lots of new friends. You know, it was just very sweet. Oh, not to mention, people from all over the world come to Bryce Canyon. Australia, Germany, Italy. I worked with 4 or 5 girls from Romania. How cool is that? These young girls, they're on college, costs them about $3,000 to come here, and they do a little work camping job for the summer. Ruby's hires them. So it was sweet to work with these girls. It was, and a couple guys too. It was a lot of fun. All right, now mornings too. My shift, yeah, okay. But now let's back up here. 40 hours. Yeah, when I got, before I said yes, when I called them after the mice situation, I was like, oh, 40 hours, Linda, do you want to do 40 hours? Well, you know what I found out, and I kind of already knew this, when you work early morning shift, my shift was 6:45, 6:45 until around 3 o'clock. 8-hour day, 8 hours and 15 minutes. Easy peasy, because you still had day left. That makes such a difference. You know, I was never in a retail job where I didn't have the seniority to get those kind of hours. Where here, it's a straight across the board. You're either morning or evening, or if you want a combination of both, you can have that. Well, I asked for mornings. At first I was going to go for evenings and just putsy around in the morning. So glad I didn't, because my age, mornings works. Beautiful thing. Getting up early in the morning, getting to work, getting done. Another positive is they have an employee meal ticket. For $40 plus tax, you can get 10 meals. We're talking full-blown meatloaf, enchiladas, hamburgers, pizza, steak sandwiches, all kinds of very cool, with a salad, all kinds of cool things. So there was times when I would do my salad for lunch, and then I'd go back for my hot meal at dinner. Oh my gosh, and I didn't do that till I was like 4 or 5 weeks in. I was like, why didn't I buy this ticket sooner? But I know why, because I had stocked up at Walmart on canned goods before I got here, so I wanted to go through some of that. But that was very sweet, and 33% discount in the store. So I was able to buy my grand sweet peas some things, get my kids a couple, just a little incidental, and of course I bought myself a couple things. I got myself a t-shirt, because Fridays we could wear any kind of t-shirt we wanted. Another thing, no uniform. I was able to wear jeans, shorts, skirts, just stretchy pants. They provided me 3 t-shirts that had Ruby's Inn General Store on it, and then on Fridays we could wear our own Ruby's type or Bryce Canyon type shirt. So I splurged on a pair of earrings and a t-shirt, I think, for myself while I was there. A refrigerator and microwave. So I bought, when I went into Walmart one time while I was here, I didn't think I would go, but I bought some lunch meat and some cheese and some yogurts and some salad, and I put that all in the refrigerator, and so it just stayed there, and I could have these nice little lunches. Spoiled! Yeah, it was fun. It was really fun. Those are the pros. Okay, guys. Oh, did I tell you, though, $8 an hour? Yeah, I was going to tell you that with the 40 hours a week. $8 an hour. But doesn't matter. I so enjoyed myself. Beautiful surroundings. You know, went up and got to see the sunrise and the sunset. I showed you some of that in Monday Meaningful Messages. Walk around the campground, new friends. It was very, very, very nice. So I'm going to put my readers on here now to tell you about what the cons were. Well, yeah, the cons, $8 an hour. Yeah, that would be one of the cons. Although, you know, it was offset by all the other beautiful things. Let's see. I don't know. I don't have much listed here in the way of cons. I don't know. I guess basically, it was hot. There was times when it was really hot, and there was another con that was just a personal thing. Is I was in the employee campground when I first got here, and I had to move a couple times because some attitudes, some snooty people who really didn't know me and hadn't met me, called into human resources or texted them about my tent situation, my dressing room, and you know, all these nice RVs and that. So a little bit of snootiness going on, but it all worked out okay in the end, because one of the girls actually became a nice friend of mine, and yeah, it was all right. But anyways, the second part of that con, though, was after moving 3 times in the employee campground, the health board came in, and they were checking out their restaurant, but they went over to the campground and they saw some tent campers there. And one of the laws is that you have to have a bathroom within 500 feet of being a tent camper. So they didn't have a restroom facility over there. The laundry was over there, but no restroom. Go figure. So they moved me over to a little campground where it's like overflow, and it's called Minnie's Campground, because this is Ruby's and Minnie's for any of you who want to look into the history of this place. It's very cool. Ruby and Minnie started this over 100 years ago, and so when you go into Bryce, I had just lost my video, so I don't know, it's a little choppy there, but you have to go through Ruby's. And so there's a little place called Minnie's Campground, and that's where they moved me to. But it turned out to be a positive. I was walking distance from the general store, the bathrooms, everything, whereas the employee campground was across the way, and I had to drive like 5 minutes to work. 5 minutes. But anyways, guys, all right, so who's the winner here? The camp host position with California Land Management. You can go to CLM-services.com, or Ruby's Inn General Store, Ruby's, part of Bryce Canyon. I'm gonna have to say Ruby's. Yeah. There was, you know, I didn't add this, but you know, one of the cons too is I work with a lot of young kids that don't have the work ethic that I grew up with. But there's plenty of young kids that do have the work ethic, but I don't know, maybe it was because it was international. So sometimes it got the best of me and brought out some pettiness in me, you know, that I was just annoyed. But overall, I think Ruby's. I don't know, what did I write here before? Yeah, Bryce Canyon City, Ruby's. I think because of the working indoors as a car camper, and the showers and the Wi-Fi, the internet, just the overall, let's just say the overall picture. But again, both beautiful experiences, to amazingly stunning, magnificent states of beauty. Plenty to see and do in both states. So I would encourage you to weigh your own pros and cons, what's important to you, what's not important to you. Hey, and if nothing else, do 2 seasonal jobs within a season. You get the best of both worlds that way. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you will subscribe and click the bell for future updates. This ends the Sit and Share Sundays. Does not mean it ends forever. I'm just ending the series now because I've been doing it for 2-3 months, and now I'm going to get into my short and sweet Saturdays. And that is a 5-week series. That's going to be talking about my food, which actually that posted a couple weeks ago, so I'm hoping it posts properly this time, because I had to make it private again because it wasn't supposed to post. So it's confusing. But anyways, it's going to be food, and then it's going to be my power, clothing, hygiene, and makeup. So a fun little series for 5 weeks. And yeah, so life is good. I'm glad that the seasonal jobs are behind me now. I don't know whether I will do next summer or not. I'm going to, you know, be working my Say It, Display It business. I'm working YouTube. I'm in the process of writing a book. So I'm not sure. I don't know that I will do a seasonal job in 2020. I don't know. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for already subscribing, for those of you who are new subscribers, and all of you who click the bell. I appreciate you. So you just remember, blessings in your day and joy in the journey. Later.